Honey, what is yourself? How to get to know yourself? Are you non-physical? All these basic questions we need to ask ourselves if we want our life that we experience to be any good at all. What is yourself? Who am I? How to get to know yourself? How do I get to know myself? How do I do it? Don't waste your life on all these other sorts of philosophical or material or any other questions and pursuits that are not going to bear any significance or any change in the quality of the life that you experience, in the quality of your experience. That's all that matters, the experience, the inner thing. Is it possible that you are non-physical? What is your attitude towards that? Are you even capable of accepting that you are non-physical? And so on and so on. Look, you need to ask yourself basic questions. You need to go back to the basics. Otherwise, it's just a waste of a life. And then a waste of another life and so on and so on. And you're not going to be lucky all the time. You're not going to be reborn as a human being every time. So use the time that you have in this perceived shape of a human being. Look at this. Look at this shape. Look at this sort of perceived body-mind. It's like an electrical appliance. It's got all the parts. It's got all the quality in it. It's got all the software in it. But if it's not plugged in, it's completely useless. So to think that you are this appliance, it's really quite ridiculous. To think that you are these bones and flesh and muscles and nerves and blood and whatever, it's ridiculous. You are not the appliance. You are this circuit in which this appliance is plugged in. What gives life to this perceived body-mind? What gives life to this body contraption that we perceive, that we have? What gives life to it? What is this life force that gives it life? That is who you are. You see that? Not the shell, but the life force behind it, the source behind it, creator of everything behind it. And as long as you cannot wrap your mind around the idea that this is who you are, that what is yourself is actually the life force that gives, that animates this contraption, this body mind, this sort of form that you perceive, that actually moves it, that does things with it and with everything else. As long as you don't understand that, as long as you don't completely experience yourself as the life force behind it all, as the source of everything, as the creator of everything and the destroyer of everything, as long as you don't do that, as long as you narrowly and completely ignorantly and completely wrongly perceive yourself as the appliance, the mere appliance, you're not going to get anywhere in your understanding of life, in your experience of life. You just will be more suffering, more struggling, and all for nothing, and another death, and another death, and another birth, and another death, all for nothing, all in vain, all struggle with a few peaks in between. You need to cut through it. You need to stop with this nonsense. You need to get to the basics. Who am I? What is yourself? Get to know yourself. Go within. Perceive yourself as a life force behind it all, as a source behind it all, as a creator behind it all. Formless, like space. Limitless, pervading absolutely everything. Not starting and ending, just going on and on and on. There is no time, there is no space. There is just the life force that creates everything else. We've just got it all the wrong way around. It is not that the world was there and then we came into the world. It's the other way around. It is this life force that we are that created the world that we perceive. That's how it all works. That's how it all is. And once you understand these basic concepts, then you're going to start making real progress in living in sync with this life force, with perceiving, with experiencing things as they are. Not illusions, not the projections, but what really is. You will stop hanging on to things that are not really there, that are just perceived, that are just experienced, but do not really exist. You will be connected completely to the source of everything. You will be completely plugged into the source that is you. This is what needs to happen. That's why you need to go back to the basics. That's why you need to ask yourself these basic questions of what is yourself, how to get to know yourself. I am non-physical. Can I accept this, that I'm non-physical? Work on acceptance. Work on accepting it, because that's where it all starts. The acceptance is needed. And dealing with this basic questions of life is absolutely needed, necessary, absolutely necessary. Don't forgo it. Don't waste your time on doing things that are completely useless. Don't waste your time in just more and more pursuits of something that is just going to give you more struggle and some sort of intermittent pleasures in between. It is such a waste. It is such a complete ignorance. And unfortunately, we are all so ignorant, and the majority of the human beings and forms of life that we perceive in this planet, that we perceive, is just so full of ignorance, and that is our biggest problem. The ignorance is our biggest problem. So let's change it. We have the capability to change it. That's it. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.